ABC 36, your local news source.
All this week, ABC 36 has taken a close look at some of the issues facing teenagers and their families, like addiction, depression, eating disorders, sex, and teen pregnancy.
Now is your chance to get more advice from the experts. The number to call for our Teen Health Phone Bank is 859-294-6090. ABC 36 News anchor and health reporter Christy Runyon joins us from the phone bank with a look at some of the questions parents often have about their teens.
Well, these are some of the topics that keep parents awake at night, wondering about their teenagers. Could they be abusing drugs? Are they hanging out with the wrong crowd? Are my teens sexually active? Important topics. And all this week, we brought you different reports each night addressing some of those issues. But today's a chance to talk to the experts that we've worked with the last few weeks from the Kentucky Children's Hospital Department of Adolescent Medicine. You can call 859-294-6090 from now until about 6:30 and get advice from the experts. Get resources. Find out where you can go to get help for your family and your teen. If there are some things that you've been wondering about your teenager or a teenager yourself with some questions, please give us a call today, 859-294-6090. I want to bring in Dr. Hatem Omar, the Director of Adolescent Medicine for Kentucky Children's Hospital, who's been working with us for a while on this. And there are so many issues that are facing teenagers today. There's something you described to me a few weeks ago about how teenagers are virtually healthy, but the health problems they deal with tend to be a result of behaviors and actions. How can teens' actions cause so many problems for their health and their life in general?
Well, it starts with teenagers are basically growing up. They're moving from childhood to adulthood, and during that time they want to experience life, to learn life. Unfortunately, in this day and age, there are so many factors that influence this, leading to major issues. Like the leading causes of death in teenagers are usually accidents, suicide, homicide, eating disorders, teen pregnancy, drug use, all things that they do. They're not, suicide alone kills more than all the diseases combined. People don't realize that. So it's not how much healthy physically they are, it is what they are doing, and that's where we come in, not as an expert, but also as parents, teachers, society as a whole. What can we do to prevent those? Because they are all preventable causes, and if we do our job right, at least the main part of them, or the majority of those things, can be prevented.
And you mentioned suicide, one of the key causes of death, unfortunately, in teenagers. I know we've seen some cases recently with some area high schools of teenagers who've taken their own lives. One of the biggest things is recognizing signs that there's a problem. What advice do you have for parents on dealing with signs of depression and suicidal thoughts from their children?
I think the most important thing is for parents to be able to talk to their kids, or to be available to their kids to talk to them. If that is not happening because they can't communicate with them well, then the least they can do is whenever they notice any change, any sudden change in behavior, a kid is sleeping too much, sleeping too little, eating too much, not eating at all, not interested in activities, not taking care of their hygiene, talking about other kids killing themselves. Whenever there is a suicide like what happened in Lexington recently, those are all kids at risk. When something like that happens, or you notice anything different with your child, it is always a good idea to at least try to do something with them, get them to talk, take them somewhere to somebody who understands teenagers, and see what happens. Most of the time teens are asking for help. They just, it's up to the adults to figure out that they are and take them to where that help can be found.
Well, we thank you so much for taking the time to be here with your staff, Dr. Omar. They will be here again until 6:30 tonight. As he mentioned, recognizing those signs are so important. So maybe it's something you've wondered about your own teen, a friend, a family member, maybe even some feelings that you're having yourself, and you wonder, how can I get help? Is this normal? Should I feel this way? What does this mean? You can start that conversation with one of the tough talks that we've brought you all week about sex, teen pregnancy, depression, suicide, eating disorders, drug addiction. So many important things. 859-294-6090 is the number you can call. Our phone lines will be open until 6:30 tonight. Live in the newsroom, Christy Runyon, ABC 36, your local news source.
All right, Christy, thank you for some great advice. Really, we hope that our viewers will take advantage of those experts here today.
Sound like the phones were busy. If you do get a busy signal, just be patient and call back.